Trump Game here, coming at you from ChooseYourRelationships.com. And the other day, somebody sent me a question by email, and I think they work in the restaurant, and I think they've been working at the restaurant for about 2 to 3 years in this current location, and she seems to be a very attractive girl. I've never met her in person, but by the pictures, she seems to be a very attractive girl. And she asked me, why do people keep hating on her? And she said she never done anything to them personally, and she can't figure out what's the hate all about. And I'm going to tell you what I told her through email, what I sent back. And the email was kind of long, but I'm going to paraphrase and tell you what I told her. First off, you have to realize that if you're a non-white person, this country wasn't set up for you to win. This country was created. The United States of America was created by whites for whites. It was created by slave owners, in a nutshell. So you weren't supposed to prosper. As a matter of fact, everything is set up for you not to prosper. The traps have been set. And it's your job to navigate and make sure, at least try to make the least amount of mistakes as possible. And another thing you have to realize is that in this system, you have to understand the power of media. When I say media, I mean in television, newspapers, magazines, internet, social media, anything that's in print, billboards. So if I'm in control of the media, or better yet, if I own the media, I'm going to say and do things and put out messages that's in my best interest, because I want to win. Now, I don't care about truth. I don't care about right or wrong. All I want to do is win. And I'm going to say and do almost anything to win. Now, a lot of black people, even some Latinos that I know, they have a hard time with this, understanding this, because they're looking for the truth. Because most blacks and Latinos, they have good morals. They're moral people. They like doing the right thing. But a lot of the Caucasians, they don't care about morals. They want to win. They want to dominate by any means necessary. So in order to dominate and control people, you have to keep them bickering and fighting amongst each other. And everything about them has to be wrong, has to be bad, has to be ugly, has to be something just not right about you. Everything has to be set up for me to look beautiful, for me to be the most attractive character, and everyone else to be subpar or average or just a piece of trash. That has to happen for me to dominate, control, and win. And this is a hard pill for a lot of blacks and Latinos and Asian people to understand living in America. Because they want to be accepted by whites so badly until they'll turn a blind eye. Just make believe that things don't exist. It can't be that way. You know, I got married to a white guy, or I got married to a white woman. It doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, regardless of the woman that you get married to, they're going to be on the side that's winning. Now, you might be doing okay. You might be stable. You might have a huge network. But I don't think you're like the people that run and control this country and this planet. I don't think you're doing it like that. I don't think you're in charge of public policy. I don't think you create laws. You might make good money. You might hang around some amazing people. But I don't think you're dominating the market. I don't think you might be living a good life. I don't think you're living the life like some of these politicians are living. Or some of these billionaires are living. Or trillionaires are living. Or some of these people that's behind these big corporations. I don't think I don't think you have $1 billion company. So that's what I'm saying. Most women, it's self-preservation. Everyone wants to live good. And unfortunately, a lot of women don't have any standards. They're just winging it. So a lot of guys got married to women with no standards. They just bought into what the guy was talking about or doing at the time. And a lot of women secretly want to leave, but they don't have no other alternative. This is why the divorce rate is so high, because when a lot of women will find another alternative and they'll make plans to leave, and then they'll get a divorce. But a lot of women don't want to leave empty-handed or without any benefits. And this is why a lot of white guys, this is why there's a lot of shooting and so much violence in the United States. Because a lot of white guys have lost their privileges. They're not the default guy anymore, because you have a lot of white guys, a lot of white people that they aren't getting the free benefits the way they used to. they're not getting the free benefits the way they used to. Because it used to be at a point, when I first went in the Navy, when we used to go to a lot of these countries, the white guys were the default. They got girls by default just because they were white. Just because all they had to do was show up. They didn't have to do any talking. But when I got out of the Navy, that started to change. They couldn't act goofy and silly and still got the best girls. They had to step their game up. And this is why they're shooting up gay clubs or shooting. They shot that girl, some maniac shot that girl, Christina Grimmie, after I think she did her show and signed autographs. Some maniac shot her, and they shot up. It was a big shooting in Orlando at this gay club, shooting up the gay clubs. It's mass shooting all over this country. Some get reported, some don't. But this has a lot to do with it because a lot of these white guys can't get the women they used to. They got to step their game up. They got to talk. They got to grow some spine. They got to really talk. They got to put in work. And they don't want to put in no work. It's like they see it as, hey, I'm white. Women automatically supposed to flock to me or whatever. And it doesn't happen like that. And even one guy came out and said it 2 years ago. He came out and said the reason why he went on his little rampage shooting is because he saw the blacks and the Latinos talking with the white girls, and they didn't want to talk to him, so he got all upset. And that's usually the underlying factor of the massive shooting. Just like the guy at white guy at UCLA a couple weeks ago, he got upset because the professor didn't give him the grade he wanted. So he felt the need that, these other people in this class are getting the grades they want, and I ain't getting the grades I want. So I'm gonna take it out on everybody else. So they're losing their free benefits. Because they get into benefits. You have to realize a lot of these people benefited, a lot of these white people benefited from slavery. That's free benefits that they got, that they didn't have anything to do with it, but they got the leftover crumbs from the white families that created the system. That they just reap the free benefits, although they didn't have anything to do with it. But they know that they can feel a shift in the air, that something is happening, but I just don't know how. I don't know. I just don't know what to do about it, but they can feel it, and they don't like it. And they don't like to see black males and Latinos doing things and saying things that they can't do. And that's the hate that hate produce. This is why there's so much hate out here. That's why. Because in order for the white people to stay in power, they have to keep people bickering back and forth. See, the biggest trick that they ever came out with is that they trick people to believe that it's all about white and black. It's a white and black thing. In reality, it's really a class thing. That's what it's really all about. Class and status. And this is worldwide. It never was about a black thing, black or white thing. Some people call that the rich man's trick. Yeah, they want everybody else to think one thing and do one thing, but the people in power, they're not doing any of that. They're not even living like most people are living. That's why, one reason why they've attained and gained so much over the years. Some rich people, you follow a lot of the rich people, you be like, how'd they attain? How'd they make so much strides over the past couple years? That's because they know certain things and they think very differently from the average person. And plus, a lot of them have had a leg up because their families their families came over here in the 50s and 60s, where they got free land, free labor, free benefits, free loans. They didn't have to do anything to get that stuff. And even today, the United States of America is pretty much a welfare state. A lot of people still come over here today because they want free benefits. It's still like that today. Maybe it's not as wide open as it used to be, but if I'm coming from another country, most people in other countries, they don't get any help. In other countries, mostly, either you got it or you don't. If not, you probably won't ever have it. But they can come to America, they can get a $30,000 loan just because. They can get a credit card within the same month. But that's dependent on your status. But a Chinese person, for example, can come here. They can get a credit card the first week or two. And you got people that's been here, born and raised here all their life. They can't get no credit card. They can't get no loan. And it's like that because the Chinese guys is of a different status. And the black person here, they have a completely different status as well. Now, some people will say, well, why is that? How come the black person can't bootstrap just like the Chinese person can bootstrap? Because the Chinese person comes over here, they automatically get benefits because they got reparations a long time ago. The Chinese got reparations a long time ago. Black people never got any reparations. Black people never got a leg up. Never got any help. I'm in my 40s. I've never had any help in anything. I've never got any free nothing. Free labor, free nothing. I never got a free grant, loan. I haven't gotten anything free. And I've been living in this country damn near all my life. But the immigrants can come here and they automatically get benefits. And the system's set up that way. So this is why a lot of white people will act like they worked hard to get what they have and all this crap. And I tell them that's not true. And I say, that's not true. I know history. I know what happened in this country. I know how this country came to be. And not only do I know how this country came to be, I know how my family came to be. And most people can't say that. Most people can't say they know. Most black people, especially, can't say they know how their family came to be. Now, most white people can say that. They know where their family came from. They know the whole family's tree structure from top to bottom. Mostly. But I had to go research. I had to go ask people. I had to go door to door. I had to go ask my grandmother. God bless her soul. She passed away this year. She was 102 years old, which has a lot to do because being that she was older, she was the oldest lady in my town where I came from. Her and a couple other ladies, they were still living, so I went door to door asking them questions, and they told me as much as they knew. So I knew how my family came about, and I knew how this country came about. But you have to realize, if you're a non-white person, this country wasn't set up for you to win. It was set up to basically exploit you, take advantage of you, mistreat you. Free land, free labor. And there's a lot of lies being put out there. There's a lot of cliche phrases that people use, the American dream, and America still works. America still works for who? There's a lot of lies being put out here. America still works for who? You gotta be specific. Who they talking about? Are they talking about you? If you're a black person? Especially if you born and raised here. Because if you're born and raised here, like I am, see, we have a special relationship with the United States of America. If you're born and raised here. If you're a black person that came from Nigeria coming over here, it's not the same. The relationship and the status is different if you're born and raised here and if you're black. See, a lot of people don't understand that either. I'm not going to go into that. That's for another video. But this thing is all about status and class. It's not about black, white. It's not about that. That's the biggest trick worldwide today. But the hate comes from, you got to keep people fighting against each other and bickering, going back and forth, while the people that control everything, they're in the background making all the decisions, and none of it has anything to do with you. Even though you might reap some of the benefits if you're a white person, they'll give you the leftovers, but you're not going to be living like me in the big house. And if you're a black person, you're probably not going to what they do in Washington, D.C. is probably not going to benefit you anyway. That's just reality. But I understand that a lot of people have a hard time coming to grips with this. But a lot of this stuff I learned by traveling and being in the military. And there's some stuff I've learned by being in the military I could never reveal to anyone, because I'm just by myself. I don't have anyone to back me up, which is very important. Which, there's a facade out here that if you got millions of dollars, or if you well off, you're good to go. You can say and do anything, and there's no consequences. But that's not true. See, you have to realize that you're only as strong as the people that you have around you. So if you don't have, even if you're somebody that got millions of dollars, worth millions of dollars. I don't know. Pick any celebrity, black celebrity. Floyd Mayweather, Puffy, Rick Ross, Jay-Z, Beyonce, whoever. But they might be cash rich, but they have no power. Most of them. Bill Cosby is a good example of it, because when things happen to them in the media, and what they're gonna do, they have no backing. People saying do anything about them, everyone believes them. Everyone believes what the media is saying about them. So they have no power. And the reason why everyone believes what they saying about them in the media, because they might be cash rich, but they have no backing. Nobody of influence is speaking for them or backing them up. If they did have backup, if Bill Cosby did have backup, if somebody had his back, that shit would have never been said within the media. Period. So, like I said, you're only as strong as the people that you have around you. And if you don't have any backing, if you don't have anybody that got the muscle to back you up, you're limited. This is why I say you can do your thing, make as much money as you want, but you're not living like the white guys that create public policy, and you're not living like the white families that are the descendants of slave masters that created the United States of America. So if you like what you heard, subscribe to my channel, check out my blog, chooseyourrelationships.com. Until next time, Sharp Kim is out.